Right now, we're getting the inside info on growing some herbs. Parsley, in fact, which is a great addition to any herb garden. We're chatting to Mr. Ben Getz, a regular on the show, making sure our garden looks good at all times. Ben, how are you doing this morning?
Very
nice
well,
to see you.
thanks. Good to see you too.
Good. I would love to step out and be with our garden right now, but the Cape Town wind, the southeaster, is blowing a little bit strong. Our plants are fine outside. Right?
Absolutely.
What's going to happen to them?
No, they're well established. They're planted so that they can withstand the wind. So
that is brilliant.
No, they're looking good.
They're looking good, but no, garden's looking good. But right now we're talking parsley, which we also do have in our garden. So let's talk a bit about that. You don't only get one type of parsley. There's a whole wide variety.
There's two main varieties. We actually have them here. There's the curly leaf parsley and the Italian parsley or flat leaf parsley. Yeah. This one was actually just freshly harvested from the garden outside. The Italian flat leaf parsley has a slightly stronger flavor and is generally preferred for culinary use, whereas the curly leaf is really good for garnish. They're really lovely to have in the garden both. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So what makes it such a great herb for any herb garden? What makes it such a great addition?
Well, as I've said, culinary, obviously everyone knows how delicious it is, and it's really great to put in salads and soups and stews and whatever, even just as a garnish, it's great. There's also a lot of medicinal properties as an anti-diuretic. Yeah, there's a lot of, in fact, it was used first as a medicinal plant before it was used as a culinary plant in the history, in its own history. But I would say probably the main reason to have it in your garden is that it's a rare kind of plant. We call it a dynamic accumulator or a nutrient collector. In other words, it's a companion plant, but it's a special kind of companion plant that actually accumulates, in this particular case, parsley, it's magnesium, iron, silica, and then potassium. Those are the particular nutrients and micronutrients that it accumulates in the soil. And then doing organic gardening, we obviously cycle that back into the system through compost, through liquid fertilizers.
So it actually enriches the soil as it grows.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Whatever grows around it, I mean, brilliant companion for tomatoes and strawberries, and the list goes on. It's really, I mean, in my vegetable garden, it's always there somewhere, kind of dotted between everything else. Yeah.
So what goes into growing is, what do you need to take care of?
As with most herbs and vegetables, you need quite a fertile soil, so organically rich, well composted. It likes a good amount of moisture, but of course the soil always needs to be well draining. That's it grows very well in pots as well, so that's quite nice, in containers. And the one thing is that it takes a long time to germinate from seed, sort of 6 weeks before it starts poking out. Wow. So it is advisable to buy seedlings if you can. Local nursery will have, and to plant from seedling just to get the process going.
Is it kind of a fast grower, or not really after it kind of broke the soil?
Once it's set in, then you can keep harvesting on and on. It does take a little while. Yeah. I'd say probably from seedling after 6 weeks, you can really start harvesting on a regular basis. It's actually a biannual, which means that it can last for 2 years or even more.
Without you having to replant it.
Yes, but the recommendation, or my recommendation, is that it is replanted on an annual basis, just to keep the second year's leaves become a bit tough and not quite as delicious.
Have that young, fresh plant.
Exactly.
Great. Yeah. Ben, thank you so much for joining us and talking about our lovely parsley herbs, and thank you so much for the great work you are doing in the garden, man. Appreciate it. Awesome stuff. Go check out our website, expressoshow.com. We'll put all Ben's information on there, and if you have any questions regarding growing your own parsley at home. Right now, though, it's time for a very quick ad break. Another mouth-watering recipe coming your way after these.